to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
And we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, President Trump in a diner? Are you kidding?
You all doing all right? You going over to the speech? You going over to the speech? We're going to have a good time. Nice group of people. We'll do whatever's appropriate. You know, we secured the border. Remember that. We secured the border. We did things that nobody thought was possible. We had 25 million people come through the border. When I took over, it was a mess. You take a look at what we did in terms of pricing. So you had gasoline at $4.50. Now it's at $1.99 in many places a gallon.
Would you listen? The background music is all 50s music also?
$1.99.
$1.89 in Iowa, sir.
That's right. And what are you there?
We're $1.89.
$1.89.
$1.89 for gas in Iowa.
He's a very honorable man. He doesn't make up stories. $1.89. When I took over, you were $4.50, $3.50, $5 all over the place. No, we have prices coming way down. But remember, we secured the border. Crime is down all over the country.
Eye of the Tiger is playing in the background.
From, I think, one of the networks, which they hate to hear this, but crime is the lowest number ever recorded. Yeah. So, we talk about Minnesota, but in Minnesota, you probably read, their crime is way down. You know why? Because we took out thousands of criminals out of Minnesota, and that's why it's good. So anyway, but we have Tom Homan is over there. We all love Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah, he met with the governor, met with the mayor. He's going to meet with the mayor, I guess, and it's going very well. But remember this, even Minnesota, their crime is down. And you know why it's down? Because
Valley
of what
Hope
we
Pro
did.
Window, welcome
we
in.
took out thousands of criminals, career criminals, bad criminals, people that came in from Venezuela.
Is Pro Window Total Horse Channel?
By the way, how did we do in Venezuela? Not bad, right? Oh, but people that came...
Oh, Hokopotamus, keep shooting the criminals, sir.
The people that came in from countries all over the world. They came from the Congo. They came from all over South America, all over Latin America, all over
Copy. Thank
Africa.
you, guys.
They came from everywhere.
Got it. Welcome in,
and
Pro
they came
Window.
out of prisons in many cases. They came out of mental institutions in many cases. And we're getting them out, and we got a lot of them out. But we have now the safest country we've ever had. Washington, D.C. went from being a crime-ridden place to a place that has virtually no crime in a period of a couple of months. So it's we're very proud of what we've been able to do. And this is a state that's been with me all 3 times, right?
Since the very beginning, very beginning.
Who's this guy that's with him?
I'd like to give it another one, too.
Another vest guy.
President, why did you decide?
Yeah, I'm going to do a lot of traveling. I think so. I mean, I like traveling to places. I love this place. This was the beginning of my
You know what's better than traveling? Deep state arrests.
politics, right?
That's right.
It treated me well right from the beginning.
Mr. President,
Mr. President, do you feel that the
Say what?
do you feel that the president
Mr. President, why did you decide to shake up your leadership team in Minnesota and send Tom Homan?
I do that all the time. I shake up teams. Everybody here, these are a lot of owners of farms and places, and you shake up your team. If they can't do the crops fast enough, they go, look, we have an incredible team. We did something that nobody said was possible. We didn't go back to Congress and ask for
What's up,
legislation.
Wally, Valley Hope,
We
Ely,
closed the
Domer.
border, and in the last 8 months, they have, and this is actually hard to believe, nobody crossed the border, right? Nobody. They say nobody. I don't even know if that's possible. But you know, it's Democrats that do the report. It's a very liberal group that does that report. It's a very important
I don't like
report.
this guy next
and
to
for
Trump.
9 months, I guess 8 months, 9 months, we have nobody coming into our country unless they come in legally. We want them to come in legally.
What's up
You
with the
need people
vest?
to work for you, but
I don't trust vest wearers. I'm just going to come out and say it, okay? All right? I don't trust them. I don't trust them. Why wouldn't you want to keep your arms warm too?
we did something that I would say people thought that was absolutely impossible, and we were able to do it. So we're very honored by what's happened to our country. In addition, we have $18 trillion coming in, building plants, building auto factories, building AI factories.
Andy says, "What's Bernie Sanders doing doing next to Trump? This guy right here? Yeah, this guy definitely looks like Bernie.
Like no other country in the world has done what we've done in the last year. And I think it's the most successful first-term president.
Florida Pat says, Mr. Rotella, isn't a shirt without sleeves technically a vest? 5-minute timeout. 5-minute timeout.
There's never been a year like this in the history of the country.
How dare you? How dare you?
He's been with me from the beginning, this guy. Take good care of him. He's been with us. So I'm going around, and I'm going around because hopefully we win the midterms. And it's very scary because, like, it's 2 out of 50 years or something like that.
That's right.
For some reason, when a president wins, Republican or Democrat, even if they're a good president, and hopefully I'm a great president, based on the first year, I'm a great president. And we had a great first term, too. People don't know, we rebuilt our military. We had phenomenal financial numbers. But I think this term's blowing away really every term.
It's nowhere near a vest. It's nowhere near a
vest. A president gets elected, out of, I think, 50 years, they've had 2.
You know why it's nowhere near a vest? Because a shirt with cut off sleeves keeps you cool. A vest without sleeves just keeps your chest warm. They're literally polar opposites from each other, guys. Come on.
I don't understand it.
Justified 5-minute timeout.
And one was by unusual circumstance. So there's something psychological. If you win the president, whether you're Republican or Democrat.
That was probably their first ever 5-minute timeout, by the way. Congratulations, Florida Pats.
Great congressmen here, congressmen.
That means we like you
here, and we love Iowa. We love Iowa. And I think didn't I just give the farmers $12 billion, right?
$66 billion in total.
Well, I gave total 66.
We need Bannon and MFT.
The farmers $12 billion because they were treated unfairly by foreign countries. I said, how much?
I'm just saying this right now. If Bannon runs in the primary, I'm going for Bannon.
They said $12 billion. I said they got it. You know where I got it? Tariffs. I got it from the tariffs.
We need to hold J.D. Vance's feet to the fire, and Bannon can do that. Could you imagine Bannon on a national debate stage multiple times? I think Bannon even wins a couple primaries, too.
We right now have more factories and plants
I hope he runs.
Than we've ever had before. That came in because they're coming because they don't want to pay the tariffs.
It would be great for streaming. If he runs, it would be great for streaming. It looks like he might run.
Mr. President, with the current value of the dollar, do you think it's declined too much?
No, I think it's great. I mean, the value of the dollar. Look at the business we're doing. No, dollar's doing great. You know, it's very interesting. If you look at China and Japan,
I think he might, guys.
I used to fight like hell with them because they always wanted to devalue their yen. You know,
Would you
the
look
yen
at
and
that?
the yuan.
What a wow!
And they'd always want to
With the
devalue
sparkle
it. They
shoes and everything.
Devalue. And I said, not fair that you devalue
That is
because
a
it's hard to
great dress.
compete when they devalue. But they always fought. No, our dollar's very good.
Talk a lot about Minnesota, Mr. President. Some of your own administration officials have labeled Alex.
By the way, this is ABC fake. There's this one. She hasn't asked me a good question in years. I think a nice woman, but I don't really like her too much. Go ahead. What'd you say? I'd say ABC's about as bad as they get.
Would you like to see the dollar's value decline more? Would that be helpful?
No, I'd want it to be just seek its own level, which is the fair thing to do. You could have it. I could have it go up or go down like a yo-yo. I'll give you an example. Unemployment. I could create the greatest unemployment numbers or employment numbers ever. All I have to do is hire 3 million people and put them into the federal government, and you have 10 people, for one job, right?
That's right.
And what we've done is we've cut the federal employees, and they've gone to the private sector. But if I wanted, I could hire 1 million people tomorrow, put them in the federal government, and she'd be writing a story. Unbelievable employment. Unbelievable employment.
Do you agree with the assessment?
But we have great unemployment numbers.
Yeah.
I think they're great. Is there one number that's bad? Can you tell? Is there one number that's bad? There's not one.
Do you agree with the assessment from some of your own officials that Alex Preddy is a domestic terrorist or an assassin?
Well, I haven't heard that, but certainly he shouldn't have been carrying a gun. But hey, look, bottom line, everybody in this room, we view that as a very unfortunate incident. Okay, right. Everyone, unless you're a stupid person, very, very unfortunate incident. I don't like that he had a gun. I don't like that he had 2 fully loaded magazines. That's a lot of bad stuff. And despite that, I say that's a very unfortunate.
If I was to carry a gun with me, and if I had a concealed carry permit or whatever the hell it is. In Florida, I can just have it. God bless the free state of Florida. Wouldn't I want to bring backup rounds with me in case shit really got crazy?
So you said you are the de facto president of Venezuela.
I'm not a gun guy. I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to guns. I don't own guns. I love living around people that do own guns. It makes me feel very, very safe. I love the community that I'm in right now. I mean, that kind of makes sense to bring up backup ammo.
Are you as a de facto member of OPEC right now?
Well, I'll tell you what, we are a very strong presence in Venezuela. We're going to get a lot of money for Venezuela. Venezuela has the largest oil reserves in the world, with the exception, I think, of our country.
Yep.
And it's tremendous, bigger than Saudi Arabia. And we had a very strong moment with Venezuela a couple of weeks.
Andy with a $1 dome investment says, I'm glad that in my lifetime we got a businessman as POTUS. I agree, Andy. Ballyho, my man. Thank you for that $1 dome investment, helping us end the month strong. My friends, if you are going to invest in the dome, the best time is the end of the month and the beginning of the month. We want to end the month strong, and we want to start the next month even stronger. Thank you, Andy, and thank you, Ron, for that $50 dome investment tonight from Ron as well.
Weeks ago, and we are working beautifully with Venezuela. I will tell you, they're going to do better now than they ever did, than they've done ever at any point. And we're going to be making a lot of money for them and a lot of money for our country. We have a very good relationship with the leaders of Venezuela, and we're going to keep it that way.
What are your plans, Mr. President? What are your plans for Cuba, Mr. President?
Well, we're going to see what happens with Cuba. I don't know. Anybody interested in Cuba in this room? Not too many people. This is not a Cuba room, but that's all right. There are plenty of them around, especially in Miami.
Not a Cuba room.
Cuba will be failing pretty soon. Cuba is really a nation that's very close to failing. You know, they got their money from Venezuela. They got the oil from Venezuela. They're not getting that anymore.
We were talking about the polls earlier. Clearly, your base is with you, strong and stronger. They're very
stronger than. Oh, by the way, our base is with us. I think they're the best poll numbers, the real poll numbers. I think we have the best poll numbers we've ever had. But think of it, if I were to run again, would anybody be happy? You know, so we have the best poll numbers we've ever had. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Whoops. Let's get this thing ready to go. We got Ricky joining us. Ballyho, Ricky. You're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Ricky. Florida Pat says, now I'm in the 6 Mile Below Club. Whoa! Whoa! Florida Pats and Mrs. Pats just did it in that 5-minute timeout. Oh, my God. We're going to have to send someone else in the tunnels to clean that up. Oh my God, that was like maybe the funniest comeback from the tunnel comment ever inside the dome. Ballyho, Florida Pats, Ballyho. Wow. Dustin says committing a crime while carrying a firearm is a felony. Once he put hands on the agent, he was in the wrong, says Dustin. I agree. But we also got to think about optics. And the optics on the left is, you know, that stuff works for that stuff works perfectly for the right, Dustin. And you are correct. Legalize. But when it comes to optics for the left, that just makes us look like even more Nazis, okay? So, like, these people already believe that we're Nazis, and we haven't even done mass deportations. There's no real mass deportation operation going on at the moment. So, if we're only getting rid of the criminals that are in jails, we should be getting these people out of here. But if we are going to move on to the people that are just living their everyday life that came into our country illegally under Joe Biden, which is, I think, what we all voted for, how is that going to look then? So the optics with that thing that happened are freaking horrible, and it's one of the biggest mistakes that we could have done. Because it does bring these things up where, hey, we moved the guy that was the head of the Border Patrol. We moved that guy out of Minneapolis, and we put him in Minneapolis to show that show of force. Now, I believe that we moved Tom Holman into Minneapolis, so that's a very good sign. So we'll see what happens right now. We will see what happens. My friends, our main event coming up next. President Trump, a Trump rally inside the Dome. It has been a while. Welcome to the Dome.